The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets are 2-5. They play the Patriots on Sunday. It is as close to a must-win as you could have in late October. We'll get Fireman Ed's thoughts on the game and, of course, the state of the New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Happy Football Friday, and a reminder, we got a watch party this upcoming Sunday. Watch the Jets and the Patriots with me at T-Squared Social in Midtown Manhattan. Special guest Joe Beningo, Joe B, will be in the house watching the game with us. So check it out if you're in the New York area. Want to come by, T-Squared located right next to Grand Central Station, so it's an easy train ride in, 2-minute walk from there, and you could join us. We'll have the Jet game on, of course, with the sound on. We'll have Red Zone on a bunch of the TVs and some of the other marquee games. So watch the Jets and the NFL slate with us this Sunday at T-Squared Social. Joining us right now is someone who needs no introduction. The great Fireman Ed joins us in his weekly spot on the program. Ed, I know you were in Pittsburgh for that debacle on Sunday. Hopefully you've recovered a little bit as the Jets are facing a must-win now against the chowderhead Patriots on Sunday.
Well, that was a long road. That was a long drive home. I drove up, obviously, my video, what I said when we were in the mountains. Obviously, driving home, I didn't drive home. One of my boys drove home because I had to drink. We were drinking on the way home because that was a disaster. What a disaster. It started out, the one thing that I will say, there is no way I don't agree with Aaron Rodgers. I don't agree with any of the team that they were flat. They weren't flat when they came out in that game. That game, they started out, I seen the sideline. I was sitting 50-yard line, first row behind the Jet bench. Yes, I paid for my seats. I paid for the seats. And I could hear them talking, and they were all fired up. They were fired up for that game. They were dominating the game until 2 minutes left. When it was a 2-minute warning, we were all fired up. I was thinking, this is going to be a great night. We're going to have a ball. And Aaron threw that pass, and needless to say, the bubble burst. And, we went into a disaster mode, which makes you think that the team is very fragile. So, we'll see. We're going to find out a lot this Sunday. I mean, needless to say, we're going to find out a lot this Sunday. You're going up to New England, and they're going to come to play. They'll come to play. I don't think there's much of them. Listen, Jake, there's too much talent. There's just is. There's too much talent on this team. I can't listen to this. They gotta play a complete game. They got to offense, defense, special teams, and go in there and have a convincing win. That's what I expect Sunday. So we'll see.
It's so tough because we've seen bad Jet teams before, and they've had better records than this. And for this team to be 2-5, and you look at where they are right now, I mean, 8-2, they probably need to do certainly 7-3 to have a chance at it. And the schedule is set up that for them to actually be able to do it. But right now, they can't beat anyone. And my biggest concern is you have Devonte Adams, who's been here for 5 minutes, recognizing that he's got to say something after the game because it's that bad as far as the energy level he's seeing in the second half of that game, and guys not celebrating big plays and everything he said. Like, it just feels like there's a major leadership void on this team if he's coming out and saying that, and he's been here for 5 minutes.
Well, I've had a chance to think about this one with Devonte, and I asked Rob Carpenter, who was a former ball player, what he thought of it. He thought it was great. He says because the guy's a professional. He's a stud. He's proven in this league. He goes, and there's certain guys that can talk, and because I was a little taken back by, he's only at 5 minutes. And he said, nah, he says, when it comes to players, he goes, what you've done on the field has a lot to do with, doesn't matter if changing uniforms or what. He says that got through to those guys because he's seen something. And I'm going to tell you what I thought after really thinking about it. He was referring to, and I think more than anything, I think it's across the board, but I think the defenses, really took the balloon burst. I think they were still up for the Buffalo game, and I think that it took something for them to just completely let go because of Salah. They loved Salah. The defense loved Salah. And I think there's we're all human beings. There's a part of the game that gets involved, that gets in your head. And it could be anything. It could be a simple thing that could do something. And I think that's what he's seen. And we're going to see how they react, I think there was a delayed reaction of Salah's firing. I don't believe it was shown on a Buffalo game. I think it was shown on that second half of the Pittsburgh game. I felt like the offense had taken control of the game early. And then when it came down to it and the offense started imploding, I think the defense, I just think it was I really do. I think this game is I think in every sport, the mental fortitude of a team is so important. And there could be something that just triggers it. We're going to find out if it's long lasting, but I do think that had something to do with it in Pittsburgh. But as far as them being flat, they weren't flat, not the first half. Second half, I think that interception by Aaron, I think they were like, here we go. And Pittsburgh, remember, in Pittsburgh, listen, this ain't MetLife. Pittsburgh is total home field. They do everything for their fan base that they can. They don't have music blasting, and there's all interaction with Pittsburgh and their fans. It's all about the home field. There's a big difference. Like when Woody Johnson was looking at that, listen, anybody that goes to Pittsburgh and is a football fan, if you don't see what's going on there, it's all about football. It's all about the Steelers. It's not about them throwing T-shirts out to the fans. It's none of that, man. It's none of that. Look at Pittsburgh. Go to it. If you've never been there, go. They have home field. There is no doubt about it. And they get it because the Rooneys get it. They understand it's all about, you got to make money. You got to, have your advertisers. They do some of that, but they make sure that when it's crunch time and that fan base came together and just the way it was, we were looking at one another, and I've been there 5 times. We were looking at them. The guys I was with was like, look at us. I mean, it is what it is, but we'll see if they bounce back this week. I mean, there's no better opponent than you could have is a weak Patriot team that they're going to come to play, and you got to get up for the Patriots, and that should be a no-brainer. You should be looking to beat their ass. They've been beating our ass forever, so you should beat their ass like you did the first time. Should be no change. And listen, what I expect, here's what I expect. This is what I expect. I expect the offense to move the ball, and I expect our defensive line to have 8 sacks in this game. I expect Quinnen, McDonald, and Hassan Ridge to go off in this game. Do not be surprised if that happens. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to feast. That kid May's going to be running for his life, I think.
They got to wake up, Ed. I mean,
they're pissed off, bro. They're pissed off.
They better play like it. And that's my biggest thing, right? Like, how are you not pissed off going into the Steelers game? Like, okay, Rodgers threw a terrible interception at the end of the first half. That can't be the reason to completely implode and allow 31 unanswered points. Like, this team to me is soft until proven otherwise. I need to see a win on Sunday, and then it's like, okay, great. That's the prerequisite to then, 6 days from now, go win a game on Halloween and resurrect your season with 2 winnable games before the bye. If they could win the next 2, which feels crazy right now, They're still alive as bad as the 2-5 record is. They just need to buckle down, obviously win Sunday first, but we got to see it, Ed, because until that happens, it's tough to really feel confident in this team right now.
This team is absolutely soft until further notice. I would agree with that. But it's one quarter. It's one half. It's one game. Win the quarter. Win the half. Win the game. Forget about talking about Thursday night. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear the 8-2, the 7-3. We go in the next two games. Win this game. Win this game. Have a complete game, which you haven't had. You had one against the Patriots. You had a complete game. Have another one and move on. Then we'll talk about coming home. And we'll worry about all of that afterwards. Win this game. They need a confidence builder, this team. They need to get some confidence. This game is all won. I don't care what sport you play. You can't go into a game if you don't have You can't win and keep going if you don't have confidence. And it can change like that. It can change like that with one play. We don't know what that play could be, but it could be that play that does something for a team. Just like it does the opposite when it did with Pittsburgh. Okay? That one interception made a difference, which is hard to believe. We're still leading 15-13, and we don't score another point. We don't score another point. That is unbelievable, And you got some of your stars that have real, they just have, dunce moments. Garrett hitting it off his chest. You got to catch that ball. There's plays that just are not being made that are changing the outcome of the game. I mean, never mind Zerline with his two the kicks. I mean, we signed this guy to 2 years. He had a monster year last year. What are we getting from him? He got another blocked field goal on Sunday.
I'm shocked he's still the kicker going into this weekend. I mean, every week he's kicking for his job, it feels like at this point.
Because they paid him $4.5 million, right? He's getting $4.5 a year, right? Didn't they sign him to $9 million, 2 years?
Yeah, I want to see how much is guaranteed, but at least the first year is guaranteed.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what they do. This is what they do. They don't just cut guys. The salary makes a difference. Just does. That's for every team. So, listen, it's hard to believe. I will say this. What really is making me more just shake my foot, because I'm as positive as they come. You know that. I always have the glass half full. I've been down in my life. Being a fireman, you see a lot of tragedy. All right, a lot. And you got to be driven. You can't let the negativity can't get you, because people are relying on you. So you got to be, let's go. Well, it's the same in my life. I've learned from that, and I've just become that way. And, it took years, but it's the way it is. You can't get me down. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm not staying down. That's not happening. It's just not. It never will. It's not in my vocabulary. They need to. The thing that is killing me is Aaron Rodgers put on the Jet jersey, and we're not seeing the Aaron Rodgers we've seen in Green Bay. We're just not. We haven't so far. We've seen some glimpses.
Even in that game, there were glimpses, right? The play to Garrett Wilson was arguably one of his best throws of the night, and only the Jets does somehow look at your screen, somehow this ends up being a ball on the Jet 1 yard line with Pittsburgh.
Look at how he's catching the ball. That's the first thing you taught in Pee Wee. And this guy's a solid player. I mean, Garrett's a stud.
Yep.
But he had a brain freeze. He had a brain freeze right there. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was looking for. It's a brain freeze. Our best players, Breece Hall in the Denver game, was having a brain freeze. That you look at Breece Hall, if you look at that film in the Denver game, you would think he was still in Iowa State partying with all his college teammates, because that wasn't Breece Hall. He's since come out of it and played phenomenal. But this is what we've had from a lot of the young studs. All right, Quinnen wasn't playing. He had his best game this week. Quinnen's best game was this week. These are all your stars. These are your stars. All right. If it's not Aaron Rodgers making a cup, Mike Williams with the Buffalo not being on the red line, Aaron Rodgers in the Viking game in London when he underthrows where he's got to throw it up. You got a 6'5" guy, back shoulder throw, and he doesn't throw it. I mean, these are the things that are the difference in us winning and losing. We're sitting here at 2-5. We could be 5-2. I mean, it's insane what's going on. We can't get a break. And Woody doing what he did with Salah, okay, I thought was balls. But there's ramifications with that. All right? And we're seeing it. We're actually seeing it.
Because they blew that Buffalo game, right? So if they were able to steal that one, there'd be some momentum, and it'd be like, okay, take a breath, here we go. But they beat, like, the coaching wasn't the problem that night either. I go back to that game because you had Zerline missing 2 kicks, 1 for 4 in the red zone. Tyron Smith, who went from second-team All-Pro last year to Mekhi Becton 2.0, he has a holding penalty, wipes away a touchdown. You know, it's just like every game you could point to a different key player or star player, as you coined it, making a critical mistake. And, like, that's not what this team was supposed to be. It's insane.
And, you know, when that happens, Jake, you don't have room for error.
No.
Now there's no room for error. See, there was room for error. You make that kick, you're 3-4. Well, you know, there's no room for error now at this point. It's come to that now. Now there's no room for error. Yeah, you got 10 games left, but it's late early. It's late early. And you got to win this game, period. And that's just the way it is. It's just it's mind-boggling. Like when you hear all these theories, and and you can understand why the Jet fan is down, and I mean, we've been through more bullshit, and this year was. Listen, there was no bigger year than we thought this year. Come on, you can go back. We've always have hope and desire, because every franchise and every team does. But when you look at this team, come on, even the friggin', Adam Shine had them going to the Super Bowl. There was a lot of people who have them going to the Super Bowl.
Mike Clay picked them to win the Super Bowl too. A lot of people believed in the Mike Clay from ESPN, who does the season-long projections, and he's been very good. Yeah, I mean, Ed. I mean, this team is still. I still believe in the talent of this team. That's why it's baffling. They're 2-5.
So do I. Listen. I think they're going to go on a run. I do. Why would I not think they're going to go on a run? Why would I not think they're going to go on a run? I believe they're going to go on a run. My quarterback, like I do with Terrell, my quarterback. I love my quarterback. My quarterback says we're going on a run. I believe we're going on a run. I'm an Aaron Rodgers diehard. I love Aaron Rodgers, period. I love the guy. The guy is too talented. He's shown it. He's proven it. You got this moron on ESPN. I'm not getting his name. And using cancer as referring to cancer, that Aaron Rodgers is a cancer. You got to be kidding me, man. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? And if you're going to say that, don't say that. It's a bad move.
Terrible.
But that's a hater. But he's been a hater. He's a hater. That's a giant. You got all the Giants. They're haters. But I like that. When they're haters, I love that. I love that. Because I hate them. They can't. I hate them. All the haters, I hate them. So I'm good. Keep hating. I love it. Same shit with me. The people don't like you. They're... Jake, every knock is a boost. Every knock is a boost. You can't get me down, bro. I've taken more punches in this face. I've fought in the ring for years. I don't want to hear it. You can't get me down. That ain't happening. That's just, they don't even know that part of my life. I don't need to. I don't give a shit. I care less. I know who's with me. I know who's against me. I know who my boys are. I'm good. I'm good. I want to win. I want to win. I want to win a world championship like we all do, so we could raise the Lombardi, okay? And really a Lamar Hunt trophy would be really nice, because we're home and we're raising that Lamar Hunt trophy in our house. That would be the best for the people that have been suffering forever. And once again, we can't make it easy. Once again, we can't, we were expecting, all right, we're going to have a good year. I'm thinking 13-4. We already got 5 losses. 13-4. We already got 5 losses. So that's out the window. Now you got to grasp the straws. Now what we're doing is, not only do you got to win a game, now you got to start going, well, they got to lose, and this one's got to, and this is what's got to happen, and this is where we're at. This is where we're at. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. It's mind-boggling. The only thing I will tell you, when I said this to you, Devonte Adams did not come here for a few months. He didn't come here for a few months. So as long as they cannot beat the hole off of Aaron Rodgers to the point where he just feels too old and can't come back, I expect we'll have Aaron Rodgers here next year too.
And he's got to play better too. He's part of this as well.
Play better.
And he knows it.
Well, listen, he knows it, and it's the truth. I just told you I'm the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan there is, but he's got to play better. He's got to make better decisions like he has. It's a combination of a lot of things. Guys not being in the right spot. Him throwing that was a bonehead interception, and that was probably his worst interception. The one in Pittsburgh at the half. That was probably his worst interception. Out of the seven, that's the worst one. Because probably at least 3 of them weren't his fault. It was the wide receiver's fault. But that one was bad. And, you expect him to come back. The big thing is, how injured is he? How injured is he? If he's that injured, they, in this game, they need to, I just believe that there's a lot going on. And if he is injured, you need to go with Tyrod Taylor to get him healthy.
I said this the other day, Ed. I mean, if there was ever a game to play Tyrod, it'd be this one, because you're playing 3 days later against the Texans defense that has Will Anderson Jr., has Danielle Hunter on it, and it's a short week. But they're not going to do it. I mean, Aaron's 1, too prideful, and 2, I don't think Obrich has the balls to make that move in his 3rd game as interim. He's gonna go down with Aaron at 2-5. They got to run the ball and protect him and get him out of the game, but they can build a lead. That's the best scenario.
Exactly. That is the best scenario right there. That's the one that you hope for. That's the one you want to see them jump out and just, start cruising. Start cruising. Come 3rd quarter, middle 3rd quarter. That's what you hope for. But we don't get that kind of luck.
No. Now, let me ask you about Hassan Ridge. Jeff Obrich saying the other day they anticipate him playing. I mean, all indications are Riddick will be out there. I mean, the one thing that bothers me, and this is not, the coach or the player's fault, the last thing any Jet fan wants to see, it's the last couple of days, the Jets going out of their way to highlight this guy on social media. Hi at Hassan Ridge, a video of him walking out to practice. All this is a reminder of a guy who ducked away from the team the first 7 games, and the team's 2-5. So I don't need to see this at all. The only highlights I want to see from Hassan Ridge are hopefully highlights of him sacking Drake May on Sunday. But Ed, your thoughts on Riddick being here and what he can maybe add to this defense?
Oh, well, I think it was a no-brainer. I think you had to sign him. I don't think you have. They need to get Michael Clemens out of there. Why is Michael Clemens playing? First off, he's a defensive tackle. He should be at the end position. All right? He doesn't know how to contain the outside. He has no clue on how to contain. I mean, it's unbelievable how he's killed us. Clemens killed us. Hassan Ridge is a proven star. Now, we're going to see what we have there. I mean, you worry about soft tissue, right? I mean, this is what you worry about because he hasn't played, right? So this is the things you worry about. But to me, I mean, he can be a difference maker without a doubt. I mean, look at what you have now. You got you have 3 guys that are all pros on that line right now. First off, they got to play Quinn Williams more than 65% of the time. I mean, can we play Quinn Williams 80% of the time? Can we get it up to 80% like most stars? I mean, what are we fucking doing, man? That's driving me out of my mind. All right? Out of my mind.
Especially this year, because you don't have the same defensive line depth that you've had in previous years.
Yes, you have to adjust. I told you in the beginning, and I'll tell you again, I think that the defensive line will dominate. The Patriot offensive line is probably the worst in the league. It's probably the worst in the league. They need to dominate this game. Dominate this game. And I believe it will happen. Hassan Ridge, listen, that's a disaster. You know, his people, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. You know, what was he thinking? You know, I mean, Rosenhaus goes in there and he gets him in there, right? He gets him, he says, what are you doing? Basically, he sits him down and says,
why are you lighting millions on fire for no reason?
You're burning the money.
Yeah.
You're burning the money. What are you doing? So you expect him to be motivated because he's got so many incentives. You've seen the contract. He's got more incentives to sack and have sacks. You got to play hard. You want to get sacks, you know. And they'll say, "Oh, he doesn't stop the run." Watch his career. He stops the run. He's fine. You don't make all pro just with sacks.
He's better than Clemens at stopping the run. Like, come on now.
Exactly, 1,000,000%. I mean, you know, I think you could expect a lot of things out of Hassan Ridge, and I think you'll see them. I think you're going to see it right away Sunday. I do. I think you'll see him have 2+ sacks on Sunday. It wouldn't. I'm telling you, I think they're going to get 8 sacks on Sunday. That's what I think.
Sign me up for that.
I think they are. I think they're going to go off on Sunday. I do. I think they're going to go off, and I think there's no. How could you not get up for the Patriots? I don't give a shit. They're 1-6. You hate the Patriots because you still look at the Patriots as Tom Brady's Patriots. When you walk in there, you still think all the shellackings you got. You got to be up. I mean, forget about as a fan. If I'm a ball player, I know they beat our ass. How many years? You got guys on this team 4 years, 5 years. They only won the first week. When have they won? We won Thursday night. Last year, you're going to count that game? Man, come on, stop. So, you know, listen, I expect the Jets to have a big game Sunday. You give that Drake May any time, you're going to get it's going to be a different ball game because that kid can throw the ball. There's no doubt about it. But like any quarterback and young quarterback, you got to disguise things, and you know you want to have turnovers. You want to see what you want to come out of that game with. Here's what you want to come out of that game with. You want to come out of that game with 2+ turnovers and 8 sacks, and you win that game 27-14. That's what you want, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself going into Halloween. You'll feel a lot better about yourself going into it. And that's what you got to hope for. You know, as a fan, you know, if you're going to just be down and out, and Lord knows the Jets can, you know, have given us that for 15 years now. I could understand fans being like that. But, you know, if you're a fan, you got to believe in the positivity of, you got to look at your team and say they have the capabilities. We've seen it. It's not like we didn't see it all year. We've seen them dominate the Patriots on Thursday night, and then they lost 4 in a row. It's mind-boggling that we could have that kind of effort on that Thursday night, my birthday, by the way, and we haven't won a game since. 4 in a row. And rightfully we could have won 3 out of 4. We wouldn't win in Pittsburgh game. You can't say we could have won that game. The other 3, you were in it the whole.
Absolutely. And just think about, Ed, how different the season is if they're 3-4 right now. Then you're selling yourself. You beat New England, you're 500. Then you have 3 potentially winnable games before the bye. There's a path to at least 6-5 at the bye week, and maybe not where you want to be, but you're right in the mix despite the up and down nature of the year. It's just woulda, coulda, shoulda, man. Got to get it done. Comments.
But it's a long season, Jake. There's still 10 games left. I know it's late early, but there is still 10 games left, and a lot of things can happen. There's injuries that come. The teams that you're battling against, you don't know what's going to happen with them. You have no idea. Minnesota was undefeated. All of a sudden, now they're 5-2. Now we talk a little bit different about Minnesota, right? Or has it changed like that, Jake? How does it change like that? Because that's football.
Yep.
That's this league. That's this league. They were crowning the Minnesota Vikings. You can't tell me they weren't crowning the Minnesota Vikings. They were. They were undefeated. They lost the last 2 games. They didn't look that good last night. So, you got to do your part. You got to do what listen, like they say, one series, one play, one series, one quarter, one half, one game. That's how the Jets have to be looking at this right now. I would love to see how many series do we normally get on an offensive end of the ball? Somewhere between 7 and 10 a game, right? Somewhere between 7, depending on the flow of the game and how many plays they do in one drive, but somewhere around 7 to 10 they usually get, right? How about Sunday when it's all said and done? If they had 7 series, we score in 5 of them. And I'm not talking field goals. How about 9 series, we score in 6 or 7 of them? How about that? Like, can we get that? Can we get that day when we look at the score, when we look at the stats of the game, and we see third down conversions, 65%. Time of possession, 35 minutes. Running the ball, 170 yards. Throwing the ball, 250. 5 touchdowns. 1 field goal. How about that? How about a dominant performance on Sunday? And what would that locker room look like then? What would that locker room look like then? Oh, no, they're going to be fired up. This is what you want. This is what you want to see Sunday. You don't want us biting our good nails. Or we're going to win this game. We got to pull this one out. We got to, maybe we can get a field goal at the end of the game. We don't want that. We don't want that because we're not going to have a good feeling either way if that happens. So we definitely need a dominant performance, and we'll see what happens. Win the game.
That's it. Last chance to get a comment or question into Ed. Snake just wrote it. JETS. Jets. Hey, got to win 1 to go on a winning streak. Franklin says, agree with Ed. Take a look at CJ Mosley's comments regarding Devonte Adams' comments. Yeah, Mosley said that they haven't handled adversity well, and Adams' comments were well received. And okay, the Mets had that players only meeting with Lindor, and then they became the best team in baseball from June until the end of the season. We can only hope some of that, Mets karma can rub off on the Jets, so that this meeting that Devonte called, this speech, it gets them going. I mean, they wouldn't be the first Jet team to go 2-5 and then make the playoffs. So yes, time to get it done.
Listen, they just signed 2 studs, all pros, on each side of the ball. They're going to make an impact. They did not. They are going to make an impact. I believe that wholeheartedly. Those 2 guys are going to make an impact on Sunday. On Sunday, they're going to make an impact.
I think Devontae definitely will.
Well, we have other guys that can make plays. That team is loaded. And we'll see where it goes. I'm positive. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. We go into Thursday night. It'll be a different atmosphere.
A week from now, we'll know exactly where the Jets are. I mean, these next 2 games define the season.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. I would 1,000,000% say to you, we'll have an idea of where we're at. We can muster a win on Sunday and then go in Thursday night. And you're 4-5. Be a different atmosphere.
Yep.
10 days off, going to Arizona. see what happens.
Ed, tell everyone about Fireman Ed Lager I got right here.
Well, the Fireman Ed Lager is a very tasty beer. It is a lager, very tasty. And I'm not a big beer drinker, but this is a good beer. I got to say that. I told them if they're making a beer, my fireman buddies are going to break my balls if they're not. So it is good. It goes to a great cause. 100% goes to John Monhay from Norfolk, Virginia. He was with me in Pittsburgh, by the way, with his whole family.
Unfortunately.
He was there in his wheelchair. He's battling like heck. John is trying to walk. He's doing well. I'm actually proud of him. He's working hard at it, really working hard at it. So anything that you guys could muster up, there is a QR code.
Scan it right now, people. I'm holding it right up to the camera.
You can donate whatever you want, $1, $5. Everything helps. We're trying to get John some much needed, you know how much it costs for all the medical bills and everything. So it's a battle, but we're trying to work for John. And like I said, once again, 100% of the proceeds go to John Monhay. So I know the face is, only a mother could love that face, but the beer tastes good anyway. Anyway, here's to John.
Here's to John. Cheers. Ed, hopefully the next time we talk, the Jets have a win over the Patriots and potentially another win over the Houston Texans.
That'd be nice. Benigno must have been some show with you on. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. That Monday. Did you have him on Monday?
I did. He is he is as angry as you could imagine. Yep.
Oh, he had to be. He had to be out of his mind.
He also just sounds broken too, Ed. I got to tell you, like this loss. I got that sense from a lot of fans as we could call the show. It felt like because of the hoopla for this year and how long we waited to watch Aaron play with this team, that loss on Sunday, putting them at 2-5, it broke a lot of even really positive Jet fans. That's
I'll tell you, if you would have talked to me on Monday, you would have, we're talking Friday. So
yep.
Monday was a tough day. I actually drank on the way home. So me and my boys drank. Well, one guy didn't. He was driving. He don't drink anyway. So it was great. But, it's very disheartening with this team. But the good thing is we're not out of it.
Nope. One game at a time.
There's still, we got a chance. You got Aaron Rodgers behind the helm. I still believe that we're going to get that magic. I just do. And when it comes, it's going to come. They just need to, they need a win.
Get one.
They need a win and confidence builder. And, we can be talking a lot different 4 weeks from now, Jake. Talking a lot different. We could be doing a little planning, hopefully. So we'll see. Let's go. Stay positive. Let's go.
Let's go, Ed. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate your time as always.
All right, my brother. Be well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Fireman Ed with us. It is weekly spot on the show. We're presented today by Underdog Fantasy World Series. Game 1 tonight. Get your picks in for the World Series with Underdog Fantasy. Anything Juan Soto, I'm going higher on. I got a good feeling about Soto in tonight's game. New customers, use promo code Asman, deposit, and get up to a $1,000 in bonus cash special from Underdog. So check that out. Make sure you guys get your picks in for the Jets and the Pats as well. I'll come out with an Underdog slip later today. Check the Discord if you are a Patreon member. Speaking of which, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Join the Patreon. Get access to bonus content. Get 15% off every item in the jakeasman.com merch store. Of course, get that Discord access you heard me mention, and much more. Shout out to Paul Kubrick and Joseph Navarro for being our 2 most recent Patreon subscribers. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We need some channel memberships here on the program, so if you want to get the membership and support the show that way, we certainly will appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kevin wrote, we sell Fireman Ed Lager at Cloverleaf Tavern. Great reviews, and it flies off the shelves. That's right. Support Ed, support Chef, Cloverleaf Tavern in New Jersey to get yourself a little Fireman Ed Lager. And Ed is right. It's actually very good. Pittsburgh Micro, 100% correct on that. Ed, the energy in the building for the first half, the second was night and day. Yeah, it's amazing how that game flipped as quickly as it did. 15-6 with the ball, 2 minutes to go in the half, and that pick changed everything. It's just brutal. Brutal. Man. 2-5 with this team. Only the Jets.
If you go to gusbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas.
Gusbuster hotline's open. Josh is first up today. What's up, Josh?
What's up, man? I'm on a roll here, man. This is my third or fourth time calling in like the last week or two. By the way, you know how I discovered your show? I thought you were Jet Central due to your little whatever display name or whatever. And I commented on it. I was like, oh, boo. I thought this was Jet Central. And you said, nope, this isn't. Sorry, bud. But Ian has a great stuff. I just thought it was funny how I kind of came at you a little bit rude at first. And then I'm like, I've been here ever since. You know what I mean? Like, I've been watching. It was years ago.
Hey, welcome aboard, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Dude, I really hope we turn this around. Like, I really do. I mean, like I said, I'm 30 years old. I've been a Jets fan my whole life. I've waited 14 years to see something, to have a quarterback. Only us could the quarterback come here and have its struggles. You know, like we talked about the last time I called in, Tyron struggles, yada, yada. But I do think we'll win the New England game, without a doubt. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into that with a negative mindset, but Houston, that one scares me a little bit. We need to I kind of wish they would start Tyrod, like you said, fresh legs. Let's get him in there. He can run some RPO stuff, get out on some boots, stuff like that. Do you think we'll see a lot of change this week? Do you think they'll actually do some different stuff?
No, I don't.
I don't either. I think they're going to be stubborn.
I have no faith in this coaching staff right now. They should be able to beat New England. My argument for potentially considering, I don't want a Tyrod to play, but I was saying if there was a week to play him, if Aaron's truly this banged up, this was the week to do it because you're playing an awful team. You should be able to win with Tyrod, but they're not going to jinx it at 2-5. They're not going to take the chance. Yeah. So if Aaron's out there, protect him, run the ball, and win this game, man. Like, you should be able to score 24 points against New England, and that's enough.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Like, I wish we could see something changed up, but like you said, I think they're going to play it safe and just go with their guys, their vets, and keep it
I
the
would
way
play
it is.
Olu at left tackle, but I don't even think we're going to see that.
I don't think we are, and I'm hoping we'll see more Braylon Allen. Like, I mean, dude, I've been on that since week one. I was like, dude, this kid's, he's got it. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they got against, splitting the carries or doing something, it's doing something different with the running game, because the running game's just not working. It works against, less superior teams, but whatever. But appreciate taking the call, man. Yeah, I'll call back in another time. Go Jets.
Josh, appreciate you. Comments, questions, super chats, open phone lines. If you want in on the phones, if you want in on the conversation, Snowball says bench Rodgers is the game to build his confidence. The only talk of sitting Rodgers is because of his health, not because of inability to play. He's going to play, though, and he should play well. But if they can get a lead, get him out. You got another game 3 days after this one on Sunday. You need Rodgers healthy. Houston's got 2 elite pass rushers. So you don't want him taking that many hits against the Texans. And you certainly don't want him taking any hits in this game Sunday, because that impacts his health and ability to play at a high level on Thursday. But he's not sitting, man. Chef Kevin in the house. He's next on our show this morning. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Jake. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm hanging in, brother. How are you?
That's right. I'm doing the same. I wish I was feeling as good as I felt for the opener when we played the Pats, but I still feel good coming into this game. It's like, am I missing something with Drake May, man? Like, the stats aren't there. The third down conversion rate isn't there. fumbles, interceptions. I understand last game against the Jags he threw 2 touchdowns, but that last touchdown came in garbage time, and it was like 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Man, I'm not concerned. I'm not buying stock in Drake May at all. Um, the one thing that I do say that I would say about him, which could be a concern, is his legs. He is mobile from what I've seen, but getting this guy Reddick back, hopefully that will help McDonald as well. Like, hopefully that will be able to we can contain the outside, just force him up the middle. Where if we're QB spying at all, where we'd be able to take him down. But just when it comes to the Patriots, I feel good about it. I don't want to go to talk about the Texans game. We just gotta, focus on this, make sure we're good here.
Yep.
Basically why I'm calling, man, just kind of a little disgusted, man, about the Jets front office when they're dealing with season ticket holders, man. Like, I heard you last couple of days talking about, the Hassan Ridge stuff with the social media team has been doing. I'm with you, man. It's like this guy refused to come to the field, refused to get into the building and talk to try to restructure a contract or whatever. We don't really know 100% of the details, but whatever, man. He just refused to come in. Brandon Ayuk, he was able to come in. It was basically like a slap in the face. And now we're in this hole where we're basically trying to get him to come back, and then it's like, oh yeah, he's here, man. F that guy, man. Show some stuff on the field, man. Let's put it to work, and then then we can maybe give him a little bit of a spotlight. But for now, man, enough of that. We're supposed to be able to start paying for next season's tickets, man. You kidding? Yo, with this garbage that we're seeing right now, you expect us to start paying? Yo, I ain't paying, man. If I'm not seeing nothing in return, if I'm not seeing wins, if I'm not seeing good product on the field, why the hell am I going to pay? Why am I going to pay now? And they're giving us a deadline too, November, to have everything paid for. Yeah, you can get a little plan or whatever, 6-month plan. Yo, I ain't buying none of that stuff, man.
I wouldn't either. You don't know who the coach is next year. You don't know who the GM is. You don't know who the quarterback is. And they're going to raise prices on you, and they're going to ask for your money in the middle of a season right now that's 2-5. Come on.
Dude, I filled out the survey. They gave a survey or whatever. Man, why did you even do that, man? Yo, dog them during that survey. And then you wanna start featuring questions about the entertainment. Why the hell you worrying about the entertainment? Talking about the jumbotrons. Do you like the music? What kind of music you want to see? The t-shirts and all that. Yo, the Bills game, I ain't stand up for no damn t-shirts. Hey, I'm in the mezzanine. I'm on the second tier or whatever, and they don't even come up there. But besides that, what? I'm supposed to get happy for t-shirts? You kidding? Yo, it's a joke what they're doing right now. Focus on the game, focus on the team, focus on the players, man. Now, the Adams, all right. So I didn't really buy too much into this because I don't really know how to feel. All right. Like, all right, that's cool that he gave a speech or whatever, but literally the first play on offense, dude, the ball hit you right in the hands and you dropped it. You had 3 catches for 30 yards.
The throw, to be fair, wasn't very good either.
Oh, all right. I feel like if it hits your hands, you got to grab it. Regardless.
But I'll say this though, Chef Kev, like the thing with Adams that impressed me, it's a forgotten play because they ended up scoring anyway. But on the Rodgers pick before the on the Rodgers pick that went off Garrett's hands, he hustled and made that tackle at the 1. And like that shows leadership. They'll show that on film this week in the meeting room and be like, this is a guy who's been here for 5 minutes, showing more effort than a lot of people who've been here for years on this team. Like, and then you have the speech that obviously came before then. I do think it resonates a little bit, but actions speak louder than words. Win games, man. Like, how many times we heard this team would have come out, we're gonna fix it. Like, how many different coaches, players have said the right thing and it leads to nothing. So let's see it.
That's it, man. Talk is talk. All right, that's cool. I was happy we traded. Was I jumping up and down? I wasn't, just because none of this stuff is resulting to wins, man.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we want to see wins. I'm tired of the same old Jets talk. Oh, the Jets are jetting again. Like, dude, I'm literally tired of it. Adams, you're here. Let's go to work. Reddick, you're here. Let's go to work. The rest of the team, buckle up. Let's get this win, man. Jake, I appreciate you. See you at the Texans game on Thursday, man.
You got it, Kevin. Looking forward to it. Brutal. I mean, the season ticket holder being asked to pay more money, and have your payment in by November. When this team right now is 2-5 in the midst of arguably the most disappointing Jet season of our lifetimes, that's a joke. Now let's keep highlighting Hassan Ridge on social media. Gee, that's smart. Unreal. I believe every franchise, professional sports franchise, should have a job position called the Director of Common Sense. Director of Common Sense. You had a Director of Common Sense, you wouldn't have season ticket holders being asked to pay more when the team's 2-5. You'd wait until later on in the year before you send out payment plans, invoices. The Director of Common Sense would tell the social media team, hey, probably not the best idea to highlight Hassan Ridge walk into practice or at practice with a separate post. Probably just don't say anything. Highlight different players. Highlight Will McDonald at practice. He's been really good. You want to show a picture of Garrett and Devonte working out? Great. Really, with Ridge? Director of Common Sense would say, not smart. He's a reminder of the team being 2-5. He's a reminder of the team having one of the most disappointing years we've seen. But nope. I'd volunteer for that job, by the way. If the Jets maybe be the Director of Common Sense, you'd see a lot of things different. I'll do it for free. Travis, Super Chat, cuts the line. I think it'd be a good idea if we brought Rex in for the motivational purposes, someone who can give a jolt of energy. You're just not going to see that, right? Like, you're not going to bring in Rex in the middle of the year for motivational speeches. It's just not going to happen. I do agree with you. This team's better if Rex was the coach right now, for sure. They're not coming out flat with no energy. Comments, questions, Super Chats will cut the line. Thanks to everyone for the support. You guys help pay the bills. Trying to get the 40,000 subscribers here on the channel. There's 400 watching right now. So I'm guessing some of you are watching the show without being a subscriber. I'm at 39,691. We're 9 away from 39,700. Can we get 9 people to click the red subscribe button located on the right-hand side of your screen? Please do. Matthew says the owner should be the Director of Common Sense. Well, we know that's out the window when he says stuff like this.
You know, thinking is overrated.
That's why they need me as the Director of Common Sense. Peter says, don't want to see Ridge. The only time I want to see Ridge is when he's sacking quarterbacks. Brutal. Ted, up next on our show this morning. Ted, what do you got for us?
Hey, Jake, good morning. They should play Woody Johnson's video on a loop in the locker room because evidently we're playing too tight. So if you don't think at all, you can play better. So why can't we just take that Woody Johnson clip and just put it in the locker room so the Jets players can hear it, relax for a day? Jake, when you mentioned 15-6, I thought about the fact that TJ Watt didn't ruin our game and somehow we found a way to lose. And I'll be honest with you, Jake, that pick shouldn't have ruined the game for us. I mean, we folded. You know what I mean? Good, decent teams can overcome things like that. You know what I mean? That should not have ruined the game. It was a bad play. It was a bad read. But that is just the way it is. And then compounded with the injuries. Jake, we need a big defensive game this week because, you know, especially from Quinnen, because there's no excuses for Quinnen not to ball this week. You have 2 guys on the edge that can rush now, especially on third down. We need some kind of production, I think, a little bit more from Quinnen. He may not get the double teams this week. So that combined with DJ Reed and Carter coming back, I think the defense has to pick it up for the offense. I really do. I don't think at this point the offense is going to carry anything. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Well, I would like to see this defense set up the offense with some short fields. I'd like to see that this defense could force some turnovers. I mean, the Jets never get enough turnovers, man. They got 2 interceptions all year, and it's by a backup corner. They're going to get Carter back. They're going to get Reed back. It would be nice to see Sauce make some plays if he gets opportunities this week. No penalties. Let's go, man. Good teams don't get punched in the mouth like the Jets did and completely fold. Until proven otherwise, this team is soft. Prove us wrong. Brock says the gifted subscription was a treat. Thank you. I don't know who gave it to you, Brock. but you're welcome. No one's gifted a membership yet during this show. If you want a membership, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you like the video and you got a chance to get one if someone's nice enough to make it rain. Snowball says, I'll come to T-Squared after the Jets Worldwide match game on Sunday. We need you there, Snowball. I was actually told by the Jets themselves they can't win on Sunday unless Snowball is at the watch party with the Asmaniacs. Eric says, will Rex come back? Rex would take this job in 5 seconds if offered. I actually believe, and I said this yesterday on the show, I think Rex will get an interview. I'm not saying he's going to get the job, but he's definitely going to be someone that gets a head coaching interview with his team. The question's going to be, who's the GM? Is it Douglas or someone else? Calzone, Corley on punt return. Can he catch punts? I mean, they're getting nothing from Xavier Gibson right now, so why not use Malachi Corley? Give him a chance. Pittsburgh Mike, honestly, I don't want to hear Reddick open his mouth the rest of the season. Just shut up and help us win some games. That's the only way to make it up to this fan base. Completely agree. Completely agree. Just play football, dude. Play it well. It's the only way people are going to be like, okay, we'll support you. Like, yeah, then Hassan Reddick's on Instagram being like, love me or hate what? Let me get Hassan Reddick Instagram post up here. What his caption was. Even this annoyed me. Hassan Reddick Instagram. And he had like partial comments on it, so only people he follows could comment on it because he knows he'd just be hearing it from everyone how big of a moron he is for lighting millions on fire. Hate me now, love me later. I'm still going to be me. Okay, cool, man. Play football. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked for memberships, and this is why we got the best listeners in all of sports. A 5-spot of channel memberships has been gifted by the great Board Fat 3-1.
Money, 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 money.
If you hear your name called, courtesy of Board Fat, you're a channel member. Thank you, Board Fat. Really appreciate it. Juno Rudy, Big Bash, Brian Kelly, D. Odin from North Jersey, all receiving channel memberships. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want a membership, click on Board Fat's name in the live chat, and you'll see there's an option. Hey, I want to be able to receive gifted memberships. Turn that on, and you got a chance to get one if you're subscribed to the channel. Open phone lines for those who want in. Nobody is on hold right now, but that will change quickly. Adrian says 2-5. Jets have to win 8 of 10 to have a chance for a playoff spot. 7-3 might do it, depending on the conference record. But 8-2 for sure. 7-3, maybe at 9-8 you can get in. Go win games, man. Talk is cheap. Go do it. Australian Jet fans, special teams, got to step up, block hits, punts. Defense got to get turnovers. Yeah, can they play a complete game, all 3 phases? I definitely think there's something to the defense, though, forcing some turnovers. Those are momentum shifters. Look what happened after the Rodgers pick at the end of the first half. Especially against a bad Pats team. You turn Drake May over a few times, changes momentum. And New England's already in their feels, right? Their coach called them soft. Get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, by now you know we're having a watch party on Sunday. If you've never been to a Jake Asman watch party, you're missing out. Here's what it looks like.
Down to the official in case the timeout was needed. It wasn't because Hall's taken off to the end zone. In for the touchdown. The pressure. Rodgers knows where to go with it. Breece Hall on the run. Hall into the secondary. Past the tackler at the 20. Breece Hall inside the 10. J-E-T-S. challenge. He dropped the flag before he could throw it, so Rodgers instead runs the play, and it's a touchdown to Conklin.
RSVP, if you can make it, Joe Beningo will be in the building watching the game with us, which could either go great or really, really bad. We will find out on Sunday. I watched one Jet game with Joe. Me, him, and Kenny from Staten Island went to the Jet Giant game together last year in the rain at MetLife. And was that an adventure? Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Let's say hello to Time for a Run on the Gusbuster Hotline. Hello, Time for a Run.
Hey, Jake. How are you, buddy?
What's up, man?
So, I honestly, I've been working for this team for so long. It's ridiculous, and I've called a few times before. I appreciate you having me on again. I do believe it's time for a run. I do believe we'll win this week, except I honestly think it's going to be one of two things. Either it's going to be a stinker and be a real toilet bowl where we win like I have on here. I think I put 10-7 because I honestly think that we're going to let up a touchdown. But I don't think we're going to necessarily run it up. So it's either going to be a toilet bowl stinker or it's going to be a blowout where we're just going to go out there and we're just going to hand it to them. Now, I hope the latter happens. I really do, because we could use it. We could use it as fans. We could use it as a team, to really rally around because as we know, the Patriots aren't very good. Now, my son lives up that way. He lives 15 minutes up the block from Foxborough, and he'll be at the game. God bless him. He always goes to this game. And I think that no matter what, we win this game. But it's either going to be a toilet bowl. I honestly think we will get a touchdown. It's going to be one of those 9-6 wins like we've had in the past.
Oh,
and but I think we'll score a touchdown.
Loss.
So I'm predicting 10-3 or 10-6, 10-7, or we just blow them out and we rally behind it. And it's this game is a week-to-week league. Any game is winnable. Any game is winnable, but also any game for us is losable. I'm sorry?
10-6 would be disgusting. I'd feel like a loss even if they won.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more, but we'll take the win. It's a step in the right direction, but I'm actually hoping that we will actually do a blowout. I'm talking like 41-10. I don't think it's going to be anywhere in between. I think we either blow them out or it's a stinker because I don't know. I feel like we're either going to light it up or we're just going to squeak it. So go Jets. You're doing a great job. All your content's great. All your little things, your little videos and all that's funny. And I love the little guy on the bottom where you have Lazard going across the screen with his there it is with his little jersey with the guy behind him. That's fantastic.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. As far as Lazard goes, he might not play Sunday. No one's talking about it. He didn't practice yesterday. He's dealing with a chest injury. That's why I don't want to trade Mike Williams, by the way. Because it's so Jets. Oh, get Devonte, and then someone gets hurt. Well, Lazard might not play this week, so we might need Mike Williams to have a bigger role. Obviously, you expect more from Devonte this week. I think he's going to have more than 3 catches for 30 yards. Now, Lazard has not practiced the first 2 days this week. We'll see what his designation is after today, if he practices. If he doesn't practice, he's probably going to be listed as questionable, and we'll see if Ulbrich provides an update. Injury-wise, you're not going to have Tony Adams. You're not going to have Ashton Davis. You're going to have 2 new starting safeties this week. Jalen Mills, by the way, might be better than Ashton Davis. So, okay, you start him. We already know Chuck Clark is down, too. I think Isaiah Oliver will be one safety. I think the other safety will be Mills. You'll have, the good news injury-wise is, the good news is Michael Carter is a full participant. He'll be back. DJ Reed was a full participant as well. He'll be back. So you're going to get your starting corners back, which is huge. Sean says, Julius Randle with 33. Speaking of dumbass moves. Sean, relax. Relax. It's one game, man. I know the Knicks looked awful against Boston. Boston also didn't miss. So let's take a breath. See how the Knicks look tonight against Indiana. I was going to go to this home opener tonight, right? But we got game 1 of the World Series. I can't. I can't not be locked into the Yankees. So we'll watch the Knicks and Yankees at the same time later. Snowball says, "Where's Gary? My 75 IQ wants to know." SEAL Team 75, assemble, baby. EZ with a super chat. He cuts the line. Thank you, EZ. I'm sure the penalties on defense are frustrating for them. They give away yards. A receiver makes contact with a defender, then boom, penalty. Yeah, you got to clean it up, though. Some of them are BS calls. Some of them are just the Jets not knowing what they're supposed to be doing. Or just being mentally weak, undisciplined. Brutal. If you're watching the show live right now, do me a favor. Click the like button. There's only 166 likes, yet we got over 400 people tuned in right now. So the math's not mathing. Click the thumbs up button and help support the program. Last chance to get in here. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. See what you guys are thinking. Is the confidence level still high they win Sunday, or are people really thinking about losing? Knuckle, I like Eccles, but he's a backup for a reason. Typically what happens is when guys are backups to get overexposed, they're not as good. Eccles is great in his role, which I'll now go back to this week. Lane Train in the house. What's up, Lane? Lane writes in, go Jets. That's right, Lane. Can the Jets win on Sunday? It's certainly possible, Lane. It is certainly possible. Will they? Now that's another story. TWC writes in, Dodgers in 5. Man, TWC. It's tough because I really used to like you, man.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Here's what's going to happen. It's going 7 because I have a wedding during Game 7 in Florida. Trust me, nightmare. Nightmare stuff. Wedding starts at 6. I will show up, say hello. People will know I made it. Right back to the hotel for Game 7. There is no chance I'm dealing with a wedding for Game 7. If the Yankees could win in 6 or less, I truly would appreciate it. If possible. Lane in the house. Yankees in 7. There we go, Lane. The Lane train. He knows. Peter says, don't trust Cole. Well, maybe you should, because Garrett Cole is one of 10 pitchers all time that has an ERA under 3 with at least 10 career postseason starts. He's been good in the playoffs. He's a step up, though. I'm with you. I think Cole's the key to the series because he's the best pitcher in the series. They win his starts, they should win. Dodgers could have a bullpen game, potentially 2 of the games here. And the key for the Yankees is to knock around the Dodgers starters. You know, you want to start taxing their bullpen a little bit because then I do believe there's overexposure, and that's advantage Yankees. Snowball wants to know, is T2 bring your own brick? It will be for future watch parties if they can win 1 game with Obrick first. Lane wants to know, did you block me? No, Lane. I love you. I would never block you. We want you to call in. I feel really good about the Yankees' chances now after Gary says the Yankees ain't winning 3 times and ain't going 7. Best news of the day. Sean writes in, Jake, are you a professional wedding crasher? I am not. I leave that to Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Knuckle, we win. Boone's getting extended either way, guys. I mean, I got news for you. Win or lose, he's the manager next year and the year after. Sears says, series projected to end in 5. LA the favorites. LA's a slight favorite. It's like minus 120. That's nothing. Admiral says Aaron Judge will hit 4 home runs. Please, sign me up for that. They do need more from Judge. Started to break out of it. Had the big moment against Class A in the ALCS. I was at the game. I was at game 2 last round. He hit the home run. You know, that kind of put the game out of reach, made it 6-2. But they need Aaron Judge to be Judge. Mike writes in, I can't take another Sunday being depressed. Please, football gods, just let Rodgers rip for 5 touchdowns and dominant win. Yeah, I mean, there's a way they could win so good that it does inspire some confidence. Obviously, objective one, you got to just win the game, man. Keep your season alive for another week. But if they could look good in a win, yeah, I mean, it might be false hope. They might be setting us up for another crushing loss on Thursday, but I'll worry about that then. You got to get there first. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not confident in this team going on a run right now. How could I be? But the first step to going on any run is to win a game. Chef writes in, do you think if the Jets miss the playoffs, we keep Ulbrich at DC if we clear the house everywhere else? Probably not, because I think if you hire a new head coach, he's going to want to pick his staff. So I think that's how you got to look at it. Australian Jet fan, with AVT probably not playing and Smith being Swiss cheese, I'm concerned with pass pro and run game. Yeah, what helps is New England doesn't have a great rush. Ball's got to be out quick. You got to figure it out. Robert C. wants to know, did they call pass interference in the 50s? Anyone around for the 1950s NFL? What was it like? Robert C. is dying to know on this Friday morning. Cactus Johnny, who starts if AVT can't go? Excellent question. We know Newman was obviously placed on IR, and we hope he recovers from that very scary injury situation. I mean, you look at the depth right now. You're probably starting at right guard, Jake Hansen. All right, that's probably who's coming in. Can you win with a third string guard? We'll find out. Mike writes in, I do feel for Ulbrich. He was forced into this role, so if it goes poorly, he likely won't get another shot as a head coach. Hoping for his sake we turn this around. He was never going to get a shot as a head coach anyway, the way this year was going, though. It's a great opportunity for him. And by the way, if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be used against him. He now has head coaching experience. Dan Campbell was an intern years ago for the Dolphins. Took him a while, but then he finally got a gig in Detroit. It's a good situation for Ulbrich. Either way, he's going to be a highly coveted DC for someone next year. And if he does great and actually does turn this team around somehow, feels unlikely now, but if he does, he's a head coach in New York for the Jets. So it's a great opportunity for him because if it wasn't going to happen for him unless he got this opportunity, he would have to go somewhere else as a DC, win, get interviews, and hope in a game where everyone's looking to hire offensive-minded coaches, they would hire a defensive-minded coach. Doesn't seem likely right now. Salem says, I'm limped up. Until the Jets start winning, it's tough to be bricked up.
Let's not drop the challenge flag.
That's how we feel right now. I want to feel like this Sunday night.
Let's get bricked up.
Also, Jeff Ulbrich, you got to flip the hat backwards, man. Notice, he becomes a head coach. The hat is now forward. I need Ulbrich with the backwards hat on Sunday. Go back to what worked. Go back to what got you here, coach. Backwards hat, Coach Brick. That's the key to turning the year around. No one's talking about that. So I'll be the one to bring it up. Unbelievable. Last chance here. Comments, questions, super chats. Hit the like button. If you're in here, let's get over 200 likes. There's only 190, and we still have over 400 people tuned into the program right now. Knuckles says Tippmann could play guard, maybe have Connor be the center. Connor McGovern is not on the Jets. The Saints claimed him. Your backup center right now would be Wes Schweitzer. Ladies and gentlemen, one more call before we wrap, potentially. Gary is next. Gary, hello. SEAL Team 75, assemble.
The clapping seals, they're alive and well in the chat.
And for those who don't get the reference, Gary claimed that everyone in the chat is a clapping seal with a 75 IQ. Continue, Gary.
And just to be accurate, not everyone, the ones making the silly comments. The 75 IQ clapping seals, I claim are 75 IQ clapping seals. I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. First, just talking about the World Series, this Met fan for Yankees in the World Series sentiment, this has got to stop, right? Like, you asked the other day on your radio show, would I rather lose to the Yankees in the World Series or lose to the Dodgers in the NLCS? I'd rather lose to the Dodgers in the NLCS. I don't want to go this whole fairy tale ride and it end with losing to the Yankees and the Yankees celebrating down the Canyon of Heroes. No, that's not a fairy tale. That's a nightmare. I lived it. It was the worst thing ever. It was 2000. I don't ever want to live that again. I'd rather go 0-162 than lose to the Yankees in the World Series. Like, no, that's not. I don't ever want to see that again. That's one. Two is you're right. Ulbrich needs to go back to the backwards hat. Right? I understand. You know, you dress for the job you want. He's the head coach now. He flips the hat around. That's not what got him here. The backwards hat got him here.
Remember, Rex Ryan was fat as hell, and the Jets won. He got the lap band, started to get skinny, and then it went. CC Sabathia, fat bastard, great pitcher, Hall of Famer. He got skinny that one spring training, and he stunk. He got back to being fat, and he was effective at the end of his career. You gotta play the hand that got you to where you are. I need backwards hat Ulbrich. I need fat Rex. I need fat CC. Let's go, man.
Did CC get skinny?
Well, now that he's retired, he looks amazing. But when he was at his best, he was fat.
Yeah.
We need that's the key.
I'd never seen a picture that big and fat. He looked like an offensive lineman pitching. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, CC was huge, but CC is like ripped now. Like, he's in tremendous shape. It's great.
That's interesting. So he retired and then got in shape. So he retired from being a professional athlete and then got in shape. That's a good dynamic. All right, good for him. Good for him.
Is that all you have?
Yeah, the Met fans for Yankee sentiment really is really irritating me. Like, if the Yankees played Oklahoma, I'd just root for Oklahoma. Like, I can't watch the Yankees win. I can't do it.
I get it, man, because the way I look at it is, like, what hurts less? Like, to me, just having a great year, you lose to the better team in the Dodgers, then having this great year, you go to the World Series, and then the Yankees ruin the vibes of the whole season because you lose to the Yankees again. So from a Met fan perspective, I get it. I'm not a Met fan. If I were a Met fan, though, I probably wouldn't be rooting for the Yankees in the World Series.
It was a little bit different. Like, I thought that if the Mets got to the World Series, they'd have a legitimate chance to beat the Yankees. In 2000, you knew you weren't beating that team. Every member was like, oh, yeah, we can win. You're not beating that team. It's like beating like the Warriors or Jordan's Bulls. Like, you're not beating that team. So, like, that was the worst. And then Jeter hit like 4, whatever he hit in that series. Like, this is like the worst series of events that can happen. And then Clemens threw a bat at Mike Piazza.
I do recall.
Yeah. Just a horrible week and a half of baseball. It's just, I don't want to see that ever again.
Marlon says, only a 75 IQ man. Scott saves photos of himself and athletes to his wall. Clown. Would you like to respond to Marlon or Mullen?
I mean, not really. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. You're not gonna rattle my cage.
What will rattle your cage?
I don't know. Sometimes you just got to sit in the pocket and fight, Jake. You know.
Yep.
There comes a time in every fight where we can put everything to the side, and at least in spots, we're gonna have to sit in the pocket and fight. Let's see whose skills are better.
Tanella says, Gary, those braids have given you brain damage. Is this true?
No, the braids have not given me brain damage.
I did have a question for you. What are your thoughts on Jameis Winston getting the start for the Browns this week? Are you excited?
I hope he cooks. Like, I hope he cooks. I hope he throws for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. You'll hear about it in the Discord. You'll hear about it. Like if he's having a good game and you're out and about, you'll know for sure he's having a good game.
400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4
Book it.
interceptions. Give me the full Jameis Winston experience.
If he throws 4 touchdowns, he put 28 points on the board. He puts 28 points on the board, I'm going to win. So if he throws 4 interceptions, he throws 4 interceptions.
Who are the Browns playing this week? I haven't even looked yet.
I haven't even looked at it either because it's the Browns. I'll look it up right now. Oh, Baltimore. It's not going to go well. Well, you got Winston, so you never know, right? I mean, Watson was the reason, a big reason, why they were losing. So now you've replaced that. If Winston goes out and throws 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Tanella says you have the IQ of a hamster. Is this true?
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's funny to me, right? Like, it is what it is. Right? I have stage 3 dementia. I have epilepsy. I have seizures every day. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are severely autistic, nonverbal, right? I've got 27 fighters I still got to watch tape on. If 4 of them lose, I'll never work again with this promoter, right? And like, where do you think on my list of priorities, do you think some guy in the chat calling me a name is? Like, where do you think that ranks?
Pretty high. Yeah.
Because I'm going to put all those things aside because someone in the chat that hides behind a fake screen name called me a name. That's really gonna affect my day.
Sounds like you're playing the sympathy card, Gary.
How am I playing the sympathy card? Right? You pull up. I've never met these people. I've never said a bad word about these people. Right? Have I?
Hold on, real quick. Lane Train says hi, Gary.
What's up, Lane? Lane's a good dude. I've never said a bad word about this. I don't even know who these people are. Right? And they're
so Lane is not one of the 75 IQ clapping seals.
Lane is definitely not. Lane's a good dude. If you're sitting in a chat trying to ruin my day or whatever, like, what do you think that comment's going to do to me? Like, do you think it's going to ruin my day? Do you think I'm going to want to self-delete now? Like, what do you think that's going to do to me? That was what you decided was the best move on the chessboard. Like, what can I do right now that's going to make my life better? I know. Make a comment about Gary's hair. Like, I just want to know, like, what goes through your head that's the best move on the chessboard.
Give me a little clapping seal impression.
You got plenty of clapping seals. You don't need my impression.
I need it. Give it to us.
You could go on this show and say the Jets should start Ken O'Brien tomorrow on Sunday, and you'd get 10 calls saying, "Hey Jake, you know who we should start tomorrow? Ken O'Brien."
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
I'm not going to do the clapping seal impression.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to do it because then Gator's going to use it, and then it's going to go viral.
That wouldn't happen.
No, definitely not.
No. We might need a new open for you. Here's Gary and the clapping seals, baby. Come on.
I'm not taking the bait, Jake.
Come on, give us a little clapping seals. You know you want to.
I do want to, but I'm not going to do it.
Why not?
Because Gator's going to use it out of context, and then it's going to go viral, and then I'm going to have to look at it forever.
What do you mean? You don't think Decker would like to see a video of you being a clapping seal?
I don't know, Jake. I don't. It's a good question. I don't know.
What will get you to do it? What will it take?
A charitable donation to a worthy charity. Then I may do the clapping seal.
The Jake Asman Dinner Fund. Does that work?
No, that's not gonna get it.
Why?
Done.
I have to eat, man. I'm starving.
Okay, I'm a member. I'm a Patreon. I got you.
No, I don't want your money. I want someone else to gift 5 memberships so we can pay it forward.
Someone should gift 5 memberships.
And then you'll give us a clapping seal?
I'm not giving a clapping seal. If someone gifted 5 memberships to a child cancer society charity, then I would do the clapping seal. To buy Jake dinner.
I don't know if you could. I don't know if it works that way. I don't know if you could gift 5 memberships to a cancer charity. I don't think they accept YouTube membership currency.
I guess not.
All right, Gary. Well, if you're not going to give us a clapping seal, I think our work here is done.
I think so, Jake. I think so.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Be good, man.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Got me again. I told myself what are you gonna do. You got me again.
Come on, Gary. You can't leave. Alan just gifted 5 memberships. Wow. Alan coming through for the people. Kakuka Lake Jet fan. Monica Alacor. Dyke Tyson. Jets Ruddy. WD. All receiving a membership. And Gary still won't give us the clapping seals. All right, I got some good news, though. I teased it yesterday. I now have the official graphic to share. I'm hosting a Yankee watch party next week with ESPN New York for Game 4 of the World Series. Join me at Vanderbilt Market, right next to Grand Central. It's actually right near T-Squared Social, so easy to get to if you're coming in to the city from anywhere. We'll be there at 7. We're going to have a bunch of giveaways. The ESPN Street team will be there. We'll watch Game 4 all together. Could be a clinching night for the Yankees. Could be a pivotal game in the series either way. Game 4, watch party, Vanderbilt Market. Put it in your calendars. If you work in the city, come by right after you get off work. Have a beer and watch some Yankee baseball, baby. ESPN New York, Yankee watch party this Tuesday for Game 4 of the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we got time for one last call, and then we'll wrap. We'll say hello to Phil. Phil, what do you got?
What's going on, Jake? Good morning.
Hello, Phil.
So I remember last time we had a Zach Wilson thought, and we had to bury that and burn it and get rid of it. Again, it's Fireman Ed Friday. We have a Brissett here. Wasn't able to burn it last time, but we're going to get rid of any bad jujus that's up in the air in the locker room. We have everybody fired up. Physically, literally. We're going to commence the burning here. I know it ain't May, but you know what? Something's got to burn.
Something needs to be done. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say May gets knocked out of the game. This guy comes in. We're setting this ablaze. We're getting rid of all that bad juju. You know, Gerard Mayo, maybe he comes under fire physically. Literally.
There's really a couple options here. There's doing what you're doing, and then obviously I go back to the last time the Jets won a game, and Neil was doing this.
Oh, take that, you pesky Patriots fans.
Yeah, hopefully something works out. I don't know. We gotta invent something.
We're out of options.
Oh, this is what I'm gonna do to you all season, little bitches.
Let's get bricked up. Play that image. We know we need that as bad as we do. 1,000%.
I appreciate the commitment to greatness. Hopefully the Jets are as passionate as you are.
Let's get bricked up.
Excellent job by Phil there. What a way to close this out. Lane with a great point. The Jets have to win on Sunday. Lane, I couldn't agree more. Best point of the show. Anyway. Thank you to everyone for the support. This ended up being a wild show at the end there with Gary being Gary and Phil. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everyone for their incredible support. I'll be back with Boy Green in the afternoon today, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll find out more info about this watch party. I don't believe there's an RSVP. You just need to show up. So we got our watch party, which you do need the RSVP for, Sunday, and then a couple of days later, Yankee fans, Game 4, Vanderbilt Market. Come and hang out with me and watch Yankee baseball. Thanks to all for the support. I got a surprise at the buzzer here. Our guy Jets Johnny has come out with a new track. Joe B wanted the song if you watched his appearance on the show earlier this week. And Jets Johnny took matters into his own hands. Here is, for the first time on the Jake Asman Show, the debut of the song Bricked Up. Enjoy.
Jets' main problem is that they're the Jets, and they're going to continue to be the Jets.
Solid lay the plan, but that shit weak. Playoffs lost, we see the same crap every week. Try to build, but the walls caved in. Ground ain't level, and we can't get a win. Stacking L's like bricks at a place. Trips in the red zone, blow up in our face. Mortar won't set in the foundation's crack. Every snap feels like a damn heart attack. Still boot stomping, but it's only air. Pressure's on, and we go nowhere. Missed the block, now the blitz got through. Should've stayed home, yeah, that much is true. Bricked up, can't catch a break. Jets be bricked like a rookie mistake. From fumbles to flags, it's all going south. Push too hard, brick around and find out. Bricked up, built all wrong. Fans in the stands, sing the same old song. Stack up bricks, but they all fall down. Step out of line, we the joke of the town. Brick by brick, we stack back calls. Offense styles and the defense falls. New QB, but it's just another flop. Run out of gas before we hit the top. Blitz on the snap, but the coverage blue. Missed the tackle, guess the season's through. End zone's close, but we choke on the throw. Should've run it, but hindsight, you know. Steel hearts, nah, we soft in the clutch. Every game close, but we fumble way too damn much. Fans on the edge screaming, what's the play? Guess we'll brick it up, just another Jets day. Bricked up, can't catch a break. Jets be bricked like a rookie mistake. From fumbles to flags, it's all going south. Push too hard, brick around and find out. Bricked up, built all wrong. Fans in the stands, sing the same old song. Stack up bricks, but they all fall down. Step out of line, we the joke of the town. Hopes high every year, but we're stuck in the mud. Next year's ours till we slip in the crud. Injuries hit and the wheels fall off. By week one, we're already pissed off. Every draft pick's a roll of the dice, but every new hope comes with a price. Still we show up year after year, even though the brick
when they were up 2
Jets
scores,
bring
they had
nothing
control
but
of the game, and for the team just to let it slip the way they did, I mean, it's embarrassing, Joe. And every week it's something different. 1 week it's the run defense. 1 week it's the pass protection. 1 week it's they start slow, but then they go on a run and it's too late. This week they start fast, then they fall apart in the second half. They're just a bad football team right now. They're 2-5, and I don't care about how easy their schedule is, this or that. This team, until they win at least 3 in a row, I don't want to hear a word from any Jet fan being optimistic about them turning this season into something. I mean, they look like their record. They are a bad football team right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, how else can you say it, bro?
Yeah, I forgot I was still on. Anyway, shout out to Jets Johnny. Go Jets, everybody. Appreciate all of you for the support. Hope to see a bunch of you at T Squared Social. Take it away, Neil. Let's go.